The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not. No man can be free who is a slave to his passions. Music is the divine way to tell beautiful, poetic things to the heart. A person will be called to account on Judgment Day for every permissible thing he might have enjoyed but did not. The wise man sees in every misfortune only the accustomed order of things. Nature is the art of God. What is the mind of God? The order of creation. The present is burdened with the past. The future, rushing towards us, is laden with the present. I am more than the sum of my parts. I am one and indivisible. The true sublime is that which elevates the soul and produces emotion not by empty bombast but by noble ideas. A true artist should allow his audience to breathe and think for themselves. Perfection of style consists in the constant choice of the best means of expressing a thought. Greatness of soul, often appearing when least expected, charms and surprises the beholder. In poetry, we must aim at giving pleasure. In oratory, at winning the judgment. The effect of elevated language upon an audience is not persuasion but transport. To produce an effect in art, we must first feel it ourselves. He who inflames his soul with the sublime is most likely to achieve it. What is great should not be, it should be becoming. Sublimity is a certain distinction and excellence in expression. If you have a garden and a library, you have everything you need. While there's life, there's hope. Friendship improves happiness and abates misery by the doubling of our joy and the dividing of our grief. The life of the dead is placed in the memory of the living. To be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child. The welfare of the people is the ultimate law. The sinews of war are infinite money. Freedom is participation in power. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues but the parent of all others. Nature has planted in our minds an insatiable longing to see the truth. Man is not disturbed by things, but by the views he takes of them. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Don't just say you have read books. Show that through them you have learned to think better, to be a more discriminating and reflective person. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Nothing in the body is to be feared. It is that which acts and causes everything that is to be feared. Thus it is that all men crawl along in darkness. They do not understand what they seek. They do not know what they wish. To see a world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palms of your hand and eternity in an hour. Nature spontaneously keeps us on the path of moderation. The highest bliss that dwells in human life depends on something outside itself. In everything, there must be a season, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. The drops of rain make a hole in the stone not by violence but by oft falling. Life is one long struggle in the dark. What is food to one is to others bitter poison. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Home is where the heart is. There is always something new out of Africa. In wine, there is truth. The only certainty is that nothing is certain. The lust of avarice has so totally seized upon mankind that their wealth seems rather to possess them than they possess their wealth. To live is to prepare for death. There is no book so bad that it does not have something good in it. The human foot is a masterpiece of engineering and a work of art. True glory consists in doing what deserves to be written, in writing what deserves to be read. Ex Africa, semper aliquid novi. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. He who is brave is free. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. To be everywhere is to be nowhere. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. You are arranging what lies in fortune's control and abandoning what lies in yours. To philosophize is nothing else than to search for the right way of living. If you do not wish to be prone to anger, do not feed the habit. Give it nothing which may tend to its increase. To refrain from imitation is the best revenge. A person may be endowed with the best of qualities, but without education, they are like a buried treasure. The labors we endure for the sake of self-control are sweet, and at the end of the day, they will prove pleasant. It is the function of reason to rule the actions of life. How can it be reasonable for one who is not yet a student to think he deserves leisure? If anyone would preserve the proprieties, let him add love of philosophy to his other virtues. Do not think it your duty to say everything you believe to be true, but only that which is appropriate. Let the philosophers help you to acquire not what you already have, but that which you ought to have.